What's going on, everyone? NoZoupForYou here, and kind of a bit of an odd round to share with you today. Just one of those rounds that ended, and you're just like, what exactly happened this round? I myself am playing in a Kurfurst, and I'm going to be showing you in the future as many rounds as I can with battleships that are pushing, because I want everybody to get over this current stigma that you can't push anymore, or that brawling's dead, or that, you have to sit in the back if you've got Deadeye, which is not the case. And this round is going to kind of highlight what happens when battleships do sit in the back and use Deadeye, and the enemy team decides that they're not going to do that. I won't say that I had a tremendous round here. I really didn't. I made some wise choices that helped the team, though, and that's kind of half the battle right there, isn't that? Making wise and smart choices, not rushing headlong into things, though you can see right now I am pushing fairly quickly. This was a straight tier 10 battle. This was actually one of the first rounds I'd played in the Kurfurst since the rework. Just trying to get a feel for it and determine whether or not it's still viable, because I know a lot of players are upset with German battleships and how they went, and already I've found 2 enemy Thunderers, and I instantly know how this is going to turn out. So I am not even going to bother challenging them. I'm not going to bother heading over in that direction. That Shimikaze's just appeared as well, though my secondaries are almost in range of that. I'm going to take a couple pot shots at the Thunderer here. The lead Thunderer. He's still pretty far out there, and dispersion without Deadshot. Just a little wide on the Kurfurst. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head in the other direction. I'm not even going to bother with it. I'm not going to give him a chance, because 2 Thunderers could absolutely melt me, especially if they're sitting back that far. And I don't want to mess with that. I don't want to lose all my hit points that early in the round. So this is probably one of the first strategic decisions I make that help me help the team. So I'm just going to follow along the backside of this island, and my plan originally was to kind of park up on the other side and get cross shots at B, but that winds up changing a little bit. And you can already see right now how things are turning out. One of their Thunderers has pushed into G along with a couple other their battleships, but they're going to turn around. They're not going to go much further, and the majority of them are going to spend their time on the H line, which is pretty much where they started. Whereas our team, we still got some battleships in the C line. There's one that's kind of dithering around back in B10, and he's going to take a U-turn here eventually. But I think still, if you've got a team willing to push with their battleships, they're going to do far better than a team with battleships just sitting in the back doing Deadeye. And that's just the way it is. Really, the reason for that is you're just got the ability to support your team up close. You've got your... And see, I'm taking shots at... I mean, it's not going to do anything because that destroyer got slaughtered, but I've got nothing wrong with shooting at destroyers. I've got no problem with that, shooting at destroyers in a battleship. You should always take shots at destroyers if you're in a battleship, even if you got AP loaded. And I know a lot of players are adverse to that for some reason. They seem to go after other targets, but, taking out those destroyers is really important. And what I decided to do right now, I've pushed up far enough. No one's taking A cap. I know that shimmy's out there, but I'm going to risk it, and I'm just going to wander right into the A cap. Oddly enough. And these Thunderers, they're still trolling around back there, and I'm a little closer, so I decide I'm going to take some shots at them. And lo and behold, here's A cap. I get a nice little citadel on that Thunderer, because he's close enough that, yes, you can cause damage on them, a lot of damage, and I'm just going to take the A cap for myself. Richthofen decides that he wants to stop that from happening, but already right now, we've got 2 caps. We're on the verge of 3 caps. This is the closest that enemy Thunderer is going to come. He's going to duck behind the island here in a little bit. Richthofen is going to try and get some shots on me, and if I recall, he missed right here, which was kind of nice. I took some evasive action, and Shot a few down, though the AA on the... Yeah, see, he just completely whiffed right there. AA on the Kurfurst, obviously not as good as some battleships at tier 10, but, you know, I'm feeling very confident about this round right now. We're already up 500 to 200 points. We've already taken out 2 of their ships. We're about to cap A, which means we're going to have 3 caps. You can see we still have 1 battleship in the back on that B line, which is somewhat frustrating a little bit. But you know what? It's alright. I pushed up. That Thunder has pushed up too. But he's going to take a Citadel right there. Because again, the Kurfürst, still very powerful up close. I mean, I know it's lost in its secondary accuracy. And I know a lot of people are upset about that. But you've still got a ton of hit points. You're still somewhat tanky. And those secondaries will cause fires every now and then. But your big guns, you know, the add-ons are big enough that they can do massive damage against ships that decide to go broadside to you. And I'm just going to sit and cap right now and relish the current situation I'm in. I really can't believe it that I'm capping A right now in a Kurfürst of all ships. I wouldn't imagine that happening. They've already lost 4 ships. We're up 666 to 100 now. I mean, this is just kind of a game that's getting out of their control already. You can see my secondaries popping off, and again, you know, some of them are landing, not a lot, and there's that solo cap. And I even said in chat, I'm like, why am I capping? One of the more bizarre things that I've seen happen. And there goes that Thunderer. Grosser takes him down. They've lost almost half their ships. We've got all ours remaining. We've got all 3 caps. Our battleships, the other ones at least, have finally decided to push. But I think really this round came down to our destroyers playing on their toes and just really, really doing a good job. But getting back to the main point, you know, I just want to do as much as I can to show players that, yes, pushing is still viable in battleships. You can still do it. You just got to be smart about it. You just got to come up with a game plan, and you got to make sure the coast is clear sometimes. I mean, you can't be as cavalier as you used to be, but then again, in some situations, you can. It's just really determinant on the round and the ships you're going up against. And I'm not saying that you can't take Deadeye, I mean, and push. You can have Deadeye and push also, and I know a lot of players do. So just because you take Deadeye, I mean, I know players out there just use it and have it, and they might not even make the most of it because they like to push, or they're determined to push. But now it's 880 to 40, and this was just again, one of the more dominating rounds that I've ever been a part of, at least in Tier 10. I mean, I haven't seen a whitewash like this at Tier 10 in a long time. And, you know, we're 50 seconds away from winning this battle. They haven't even sunk one of our ships yet. And I've decided to push on forward. I've got my team with me, but it doesn't matter because the round's over. Complete whitewash of the enemy team. I feel like I didn't even have time to do anything, really, except that solo cap. 55,000 damage, not much at all. But you know what? We get the W. And I feel like I contributed because I pushed and I capped. And you can too. You can too. Anyhow, take it easy, everyone. Catch you all later. Zoop out.